Everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. And the question for today is range sum query 2D immutable. Alright, so given a 2D matrix, handle multiple queries of the following type. Alright, so we will be given a 2D matrix and we have to handle multiple queries. Alright, so the query will be number one, to calculate the sum of the elements of the matrix inside the rectangle defined by the upper left corner and the lower right corner. Alright, so what does the question statement say? First of all, there will be a matrix given to us like this, a 2D matrix, and we will be given some uh, coordinates of the upper this point as well as this point. So enclosing that, the matrix formed by that would be the matrix for which we have to calculate the sum. Alright, and by multiple queries it means that there would be number of queries that would be made to this. Alright, so basically we have to implement the matrix class and we have to implement the sum region. In sum we will be given these two coordinates and we have to return the sum of the matrix that is formed. Alright, upper left corner is this and the lower right corner is this. Alright, so I hope the statement is clear to everyone. And yeah, so this is a question example that is given to us and this is how it's solved. Alright, so basically the matrix for red is 2 1 4 3. So basically as you can see here, 0 1 2 3 4. Similarly 0 1 2 3 4. So basically 2 comma 1, 2 comma 1, that is this point, and 4 comma 3, 4 comma 3, this point. So basically this matrix. Alright, so that's why that's type we are given coordinates and the matrix enclosing that coordinates we have to perform the sum operation and return the sum of this matrix. I hope this statement of the question is clear to everyone, and let's see the constraints that are given to us. Alright, so yeah, the constraints given to us are that the m and n would be length and it would be from 1 to 200, so it won't be empty. We won't be have putting the check for the empty matrix because the length would be from 1 to 200. Alright, so these types of constraints are very important to make a good code. Alright, now the value range from 10 to power 5 minus 10 to power 5 to 10 to power 5. Alright, as well as the row column would be in the range only. Alright, it won't be exceeding that, it won't be equal to the m or n. Alright, so it would be in the matrix only, that's very feasible only. And 10 to power 4 calls would be made, so there would be many calls. So basically we have to optimize it as much as we can. Alright, I hope the statement of the question is clear to everyone. And the initial guess that everyone can get of this problem is that given the coordinates, get the matrix and perform the sum operation and return the sum. But performing every time sum to 10 to power 4 times would be a very lengthy process. So basically a much more optimized approach we have to think for this problem. Alright, so let's see how we are going to solve this problem. Alright, so the naive approach for that would be that given any row column index upper and lower, we calculate the matrix that falls within and we loop it out and calculate the sum and return it. Alright, but since there are large number of queries, so we have to do an optimized way. Alright, so when this type of question occurs, one such thing you should carefully keep in mind while solving the question with the sums is the cumulative sum. Alright, so the cumulative sum is the thing that it's a sum up to that level. So if we calculate, in order to calculate the sum of this matrix, alright, if we know the sum up to here, alright, suppose, and if we know the sum up to here and if we subtract the sum for up to this minus this and we add this again, then we get the sum for the matrix. Alright, let's see how what I'm trying to say. Some of you might get the idea, but some of you might not. Alright, now let me explain it again with the help of the diagram. Alright, suppose I have to calculate the sum for this matrix. Alright, and I know the sum up to this point. Alright, so what I do is with the complete sum up to here, up to this point, I minus the sum for this and I minus the sum for this with the whole sum. So these things get subtracted twice. So I add it one more time, alright, to balance it out, alright. So this would give me the part remaining sum of this, alright. So consider it as an area problem, like if this is the area and the area sum of this is known and this is known, and if total is known, so let's say let's say this portion is B plus C and D, alright. So to calculate the sum for the area A, suppose we have the sum for A plus B plus C plus D given to us, alright. So if this is the sum given to us and we have to calculate it, then we have to subtract these terms. What is this sum? This sum is B plus C. And what is this sum? This sum is C plus D, alright. So if from total sum we subtract these, then can we get A? No. Why? Because it would be A minus B minus C minus C minus D. So minus B minus B and minus C minus C and minus D. So it would be A minus C. But if we add again C to this, that A minus C we left plus C, then we get the final sum A, that is the required amount. Alright. So what we will be doing is we will be just making another matrix and we will be performing a cumulative sum in that, and if we got the cumulative sum, then we just need to subtract the sum from this unit and of this unit and adding the sum again for this unit to calculate the given sum from this point, alright. So the total sum up to here we will getting, and we will be subtracting the sum up to this point and this point and this point, we will be adding it again. Why again? Because it's included twice, alright. So yeah, I hope this is clear. The statement is clear. Let's see how we are going to construct the cumulative sum matrix, alright. So here is the example that I have taken here, and I have constructed a little bit of the matrix, alright. So you will be supposing why I have taken a big matrix, then that unit is one more than that. Why? Because to if we are at this position and we want to get the corner points, then these points doesn't exist in the formula, alright. They don't exist in this matrix. So in order to pass it the values that have some coordinates, so I have taken a bigger matrix, and these values are by default filled by 0 in a matrix, alright. So yeah, that's why I have taken one bigger matrix known as my DP matrix, and here I have calculated the cumulative sum, alright. I have filled some values. The values are filled like, suppose the sum up to here is 4 plus 1 5 6 7, and the suppose 1 2 3 4, and similarly. Now for this value, let's see how we are going to solve it, alright. To calculate the sum, it would be the sum for this point would be the sum up to here plus the sum up to here plus this value itself. So sum up to here would be cumulative sum 5 plus sum up to here would be cumulative sum 3 plus 3 8, and let's change this value for to 7 suppose, alright. So 5 plus 3 8. Now the cumulative sum of this is added. Now adding the cumulative sum this, the value at that point, that would be 8 plus 7, that is 8 to 10 and 15, alright. Now you can see this sum is added twice, so we have to minus the cumulative sum for this. The cumulative sum for this is 1, so 15 minus 1 is 14. So that is the sum for this matrix up to this one. We can calculate it here. 7 plus 4 11, 11 plus 1 12, and 12 plus 2 14. So 14 is the value. Similarly for this, 14 plus 4 18, 18 minus 3 15, and 15 18 14 plus 4 18, 18 plus 3 21, and 21 minus the cumulative sum up to here, that is again itself give us at 18, alright. We can verify it again. 7 3 10, 10 1 11, 11 2 13, and 13 4 17, and 17 1 18, alright. So similarly we will be filling the matrix. Once the cumulative sum matrix is filled, to get the required sum, we will be just be subtracting the sum of the previous values that I explained here over here, alright. I hope the approach is clear, and this approach would give the solution in over one time. and the space complexity would be O of mn. Why? Because we have taken an extra dp matrix, and surely many of you will be asking that why we can do it in place, because of the corner cases. All right, so yeah, I hope the approach is clear to everyone, and the approach, now let's see the code for this problem, and if any of you is still facing any kind of difficulty, then it would be clear then. All right, now let's see the code for this problem. Yeah, so here I have written the code. The code is like this. I have taken one dp matrix where I will be calculating the cumulative sum, and this I have put check. There is no need for this check because I have told that they don't matter, but still it's a good practice if you put as well. But if you really know the constraints, then this check won't be necessary at all. Okay, because it's given that the matrix would be from 1 to that. All right, now I have taken my dp matrix and I have performed the cumulative sum. It would be the value at this plus the value at this plus the value of matrix itself minus the value that is counted once again. All right, I hope it's clear how the dp matrix is filled, and now how the sum is calculated. Row 2 plus 1, column 2 plus 1, calculate the sum up to a, and this sum is b plus c, and this sum is c plus d, and this sum is of again of c. All right, so how we are solving it, I hope the approach is clear. The abc terms that I am using here are the things that I've explained in the video itself. All right, previously. All right, I hope that's clear. Now let's try to submit this code and see. As you can see, it's accepted. Now let's just make a slight modification that I have told earlier, that let's comment this line. All right, because in the constraint it's given to us that the length of the matrix would be from 1 to 200. It won't be 0. So I told you that the check for 0 won't be necessary. All right, but still I have placed by mistake. Now it's an old habit, but if you have written the constraint, then no need to put this check. And now let's submit it with the check removed. So yeah, as you can see, it's accepted. So it's a good practice. Please, before writing the code, before moving to the code section, read the constraint very carefully. These are there to guide you and to help to counter the corner cases as well. I hope the code is clear and the approach as well. And if you are facing still any kind of difficulty, please feel free to reach me in the comment section. I will surely reply to every one of you. Alright, so thank you for watching this video, and if you like this video, please press the like button, share it among your friends, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Once again, thank you for watching. Bye bye.